everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheryl and today I'm here to bring you my January TBR. Now my January TBR is only 3 books, so it's actually fairly short and I really do hope to read more than these 3 books. However, I'm only setting myself a goal of these 3 books, if that makes sense. So basically, I'll be super happy if I read more books than this, but these are the 3 that I just, regardless of however many other books I read, I absolutely want to get to these. So one of these books is one I am currently reading, which I will talk about first, and 2 of them I pulled out of my TBR jar, so it's kind of a random mix of books. So without further ado, let's get into the ones I want to read in January. So the book that I'm currently reading is Terry Goodkind's Stone of Tears. This is the second novel in his Sword of Truth series. This book is a hunker. It is almost 1,000 pages long and it's a mass market, so it's like super awkward to read. I'm a little more than halfway through it now. The way I've been reading this is I've split it up into 3 parts because this is a reread for me. So I just was like, there's no way I can sit through a reread novel that is 1,000 pages long without breaking it up. I knew I would burn out on it. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking it up into the 3 parts and reading 2 books in between the 3 parts. And so I've already read 1 book in between the first and the second part. I'm actually very close to where the second part, or the third part begins, which is where this little pink sticky thing is. So once I finish this little chunk of book, I'm going to read another book and then finish it. So I figured that's the easiest way for me to tackle this book. Overall, I'm enjoying the story. I do have a few complaints about it that I did not have the first time I read it, which is the reason I wanted to reread this series, because this series is like super nostalgic for me. I read it in high school. It's high fantasy. It has all of the typical high fantasy tropes, such as the Chosen One and all of that. But there are some aspects of this book that I am finding irritating and kind of problematic, and more than that, I'm just not really invested in this story. And I don't know if it's because it's a reread for me or if it's the story itself. It just doesn't hold the same appeal it used to. But I will keep you guys posted in my review of this, which hopefully I finish it in January. So look forward to that at some point this month. So the next book I hope to get to at some point in January is Dragons of Autumn Twilight by Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman. I don't really know much about this book other than that is the first book in the Dragonlance Chronicles. Other than that, I really don't know much about it. I just know it is high fantasy and that is right up my alley. I've had this book recommended to me by a couple people now, so yeah, I've had it on my shelf for a while. I figured it's time to pick it up. And the third and last book that I absolutely hope to get to this month is Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. I've read Slaughterhouse-Five by him and absolutely loved it. So I'm looking forward to picking up this book finally. Like the previous book, this book has been sitting on my shelf for far longer than I would like to admit. So yes, it is about time to pick this up. I really don't know much about it, but if it's anything like Slaughterhouse-Five, it's going to be a satire of some sort. And yes, I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. So like I said, this was a very short TBR just because these are the 3 books that I'm holding myself accountable for. I would like to read other books in the month of January, but if I only get to 3 books, these are the 3 books it's going to be. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on all of my social medias, which are always linked down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!